Frankie Wainman Jr. I'm at the Skegness Stadium today for the UK Open Championship. We're going for a record-breaking 7th championship win.
It certainly is UK Open Championship Day for the Brisca Formula 1 stock cars here at Skegness Raceway in Lincolnshire. Beautiful sunshine here on the Lincolnshire coast and a field of around 50 Brisca Formula 1 stock cars here to do battle for the first major title of the 2019 season. Most of the cars fresh from last night here at Skegness, where Kyle Gray won the Andrew Batty Memorial Trophy final, and they are all set and ready to do battle once again on the Skegness tarmac. Today's programme, we have 3 heats in the first part of our programme. Heat number 4 is in the second part before the big one, the UK Open final. Then we've got the Junior Ministox in the Skegness Open Championship, and then the Grand National for the F1s to end things. Heat number 1 on the grid then. 4 heats today, each driver races in 2 of them to accumulate points to try and qualify for the UK Open final. Courtney Witts in 180, she had a win in one of her heats on the Saturday night. Starts alongside Sam Wass in 284 at the front of the grid. The defending UK Open champion Nigel Green, number 445, is on the grid here. We ride with him, starting alongside 515 of Junior Wainman. We've already heard from him at the start of the programme. Others to look out for include number 4, Dan Johnson, 197 Ryan Harrison, debuting a brand new car here this weekend. Also number 16 of Matt Newson, tarmac specialist Shaun Webster in number 48. Charlie Sorder there on the second row in number 5, starting alongside Alex Wass, the older of the 2 brothers, in number 283. We've got 21 cars out there for this race in total, in brilliant sunshine here at Skegness. This will be a 16-lap race, heat number 1 for the Brisca Formula 1 stock cars here on UK Open Championship Day. The starter drops the green flag and away they go, and it is Courtney Witts who takes the early lead in car number 180. Her first Brisca F1 meeting for nearly 18 months, when she loses out there to 284 Sam Wass. The youngster takes over at the front of the field. He's had a good season on the tarmac so far, leads the way ahead of Witts, Sorder in 3rd. Then we've got Alex Wass and Russell Cooper in 415. The higher graders, the Blues, Reds and Superstars, looking to make their way through the order. We're only a couple of laps into this. It's Wass who leads, Charlie Sorder under fire there, and he gets walloped straight in by Alex Wass. That's broken the steering by the look of it on Charlie Sorder's car. He's going to be out of the race. Along with Nigel Green in car number 445. This car's been 5 wide there by Dan Johnson. I think that was Rick Lenssen in H318. The Dutch visitor got put wide there by Johnson in the orange number 4 car. Just ahead of him is number 197, the new car of Ryan Harrison. Charlie Sorder pulls off with that steering damage and a puncture as well. He's the first to retire. Nice fast-paced start to this heat number 1, the second day of the weekend. Big crowd in attendance here at Skegness. Not everybody tempted down to the beach on this sunny day. Sibling rivalry for the lead. Alex Wass is going to take over ahead of the 284, and there's Kyle Gray up the inside in car number 124. He won the final here at Skegness last night. He's up in the second place here. He won the Andrew Batty Memorial Trophy. Last night's meeting held in memory of Andrew, a long-time stock car supporter who sadly recently lost his battle with cancer. 283 Alex Wass under fire from young Kyle Gray. Last season they called him the new sensation of Brisca Formula 1. He has matured as a driver ever since then. He gets the bumper in on 283 of Alex Wass up the inside. Wass keeps his foot in, the 2 yellow graders side by side. Looks like it's still Courtney Witts in 3rd place. These 2 putting on a fine show ahead, swapping places for the lead. Gray who has it at the moment. Now Wass goes to the inside. They're just past halfway in this heat number 1 for the Brisca Formula 1 stock cars. Wass on the inside, Gray on the outside. Wass has it as they go into the back straight. Courtney Witts still in 3rd place. Have a look in a moment as to who's making their way through behind her, but a fine battle for the lead going on at the moment. Looks like Ryan Harrison is up to 4th ahead of Dan Johnson. Gray back to the inside now in the ex-Tom Harris car. Down the back straight, he's going to retake the lead once again. An absorbing fight here between the 124 and the 283. Blackboards are now out for our race leaders. 5 to go, signalled by the starter. Ryan Harrison 4th in this queue of cars. Then we've got Dan Johnson in the number 4. It's Kyle Gray who leads, looking for his 2nd win of the weekend. Also challenging is Nigel Green. He's on the back of Dan Johnson as Harrison up the inside of the 180 car of Courtney Witts takes third place away. Green's got ahead of Johnson. Here comes Junior Wainman. Line of contact there around turns 3 and 4. We're on board with Nigel Green. Wainman in the silver roofed car, the national points champion, not far behind. Just got a knock there going into the turn. But Gray has now pulled away from his rival Alex Wass for the lead of the race. He's going to fall victim by the look of things to Ryan Harrison's new car, number 197. He gets the bumper in, goes through into second place. Wainman gets the bumper in on Green. Then it's Johnson, Witts and the rest of them. Mickey Randell in 172, the blue grader next in the order. Into the final lap we go then. It's going to be a win by the look of it for the second time this weekend for Kyle Gray in car 124. Round the final turn he comes, takes the checkered flag. Kyle Gray the winner, smokes his tyres across the line. Harrison second, Was just holds off Wainman, Green and Johnson for the next few places. The rest of them come home. We'll confirm the results of that one in a few moments' time. I think Charlie Sauder was the only retirement of the 21 cars in that one. Fairly attrition-free race. Ryan Harrison gives Kyle Gray a congratulatory tap on the slowdown lap there in his beautiful new 197 car. Gray the winner by just over a second, ahead of Ryan Harrison, with Alex Wass third, ahead of Junior Wainman, Nigel Green, Dan Johnson, Courtney Witts the early leader down to 7th, then Mickey Randell, Luke Davidson and Rick Lenssen.
124, Kyle Gray, Heat 1 winner.
Yeah, fantastic. We had that win last night and today just topped it off as well, so it's good.
And it's all good towards the UK Open later on. If you can get as near the front of your grade as you can, you're in with a strong chance.
Fingers crossed, yeah, in that last race I got 4th, so hopefully I'll be on pole of the yellows, and then hopefully I can just get away, because with all the big lads battling at the back, I can just get away, hopefully, but you don't know till the race. So.
Got to be in it to win it.
Too right.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you.
Heat number 2 out on track then here at Skegness in the sunshine, and the big names to look for out in this one include former world champion Paul Harrison in car number 2, Frankie Wainman Jr., Frankie JJ as we call him, Little Ted to the rest of his family. Danny Wainman in 212 is out there as well. Plenty more tarmac specialists to look for. The European champion Tom Harris is out there. There's Bradley Harrison in number 25, the son of Paul. Lee Fairhurst is out there in this one as well in car number 217. That's 212, Danny Wainman alongside Carl Hawkins in 175. It's Dave Dorans, 366 in pole position, alongside 533 of Callum Oakes-Kitson. Sam Jacklin out there as well in the 137 car in among the white graders, along with Adam Bamford in number 43. Already a bit of push and shove there among the yellow tops. We get underway, 16 laps, 24 cars. And it's 366 Dave Dorans, the V8 stock car regular, who leads them away from the white grade. Settling in towards the back there, Tom Harris in the white and red car, the European champion with the red and yellow checkered roof, attacking Lee Fairhurst in car 217. Bradley Harrison has dropped to the back behind Little Ted in treble 5. Frankie Wainman tangled there on the outside. Mark Wareham's involved, and Carl Hawkins runs over Ben Riley in 422. That's the second time Carl Hawkins in 175 has ended up on top of another car this weekend. Tom Harris is in that tangle as well. He's got caught up with Ben Riley in the 422. They're stuck there the turn. It's Dave Dorans who leads the way in car 366, looking for his first Brisca F1 victory, chased by Callum Oakes-Kitson in 533. They're coming up to lap 1, car that was involved in that first lap tangle. Race has settled down now. Ben Riley's rejoined, but he's got damage to the front end, struggling on in the 422 car. So Dorans leads the way then. Can he hold on for his first F1 victory? And attacking there for Aaron Leach in number 70 under fire from Paul Harrison. Murray Jones in 196 in there as well, the blue grader. Surrey-based driver puts the bumper in on Leach, sends him into the back of Harrison, and will try and make up 2 places. They almost tangled together. They're very easy with these open-wheel cars to get tangled up. That's allowed Craig Utley to make up a place. We lose Sam Jacklin in 137 on the outside. Paul Hopkins getting in there as well in 278, the blue grader. Behind them, Ricky Wilson in 502 in what looks like the ex-Carl Pickering car. Is he a red top or a yellow top? I'm not sure, with the red and yellow aerofoil on there. Still Dave Dorans, your race leader, in 366 up at the front as we watch the midfield battle. 8 laps gone, 8 to go this time. It's an impressive drive by Dave Dorans out in front. Tom Harris in 84 playing catch-up after his early tangle with Ben Riley. There's the lead up, 366, and Callum Oakes-Kitson under fire for second place. Who was that getting the bumper in? I think that was John Fourtune, possibly a 6-4 car, the only Scotsman here this weekend. Past half distance now in this heat number 2 for the Brisca Formula 1 stock cars on UK Open Day, looking to qualify for places in the big race. There is Tom Harris. He needs to work to make up the ground here. Behind him, Aaron Leach in the number 70. I think Tom is a lap down after that earlier problem on turn 1 when he got caught up with Ben Riley's spinning car. Dorans still leads it, chased by Ashley England now in 346, the tarmac specialist. We saw him take a couple of final wins on the tarmac last year. He goes for the inside into turn 3 and he's going to go into the lead. It hasn't taken him long to make his way to the front of the field here. Ashley England in 346, he takes the lead going into lap number 13, coming up to lap Mark Wareham. Oh, the track's blocked on the inside, and England was so busy concentrating on Mark Wareham ahead of him, he didn't see that John Fourtune was spun there along with a couple of others, and he's crashed into the pile-up. Flames out of the exhaust of the 164 car. That's given Dave Dorans the lead back. He went to the outside, goes to the outside again, round the car that was racing with him a lap ago. It's Danny Wainman in second place now in the 212 car. He gets the bumper in on Dave Dorans and goes through into the lead. So it's the 212 of Danny Wainman who takes up the running. John Fortune's car stuck there on turn 2 facing the wrong way. We're going to see the first win of the weekend for the Wainman clan. 212, Danny Wainman into the last lap. Dave Dorans still there in second on for his best ever result in his short F1 career. They're well clear of the rest of the pack here. We'll confirm the rest of the places after the events, but it's going to be a win for 212. Danny Wainman comes in to win it, slides across the line. Second is Dave Dorans. It's going to be close for third. Paul Harrison in number 2 just beats Callum Oakes-Kitson home, and 3 wide tangle behind there. Terry Hawkins in 275 I think was one of those cars as they crossed the line. We lose somebody there on the final turn. I think that was Craig Utley in 484, but he recovers. Well, plenty going on there, much livelier than race 1. And the win goes to 212 Danny Wainman, just ahead of Dave Dorans in 366. Good drive by the white grader. And Paul Harrison, Callum Oakes-Kitson, Paul Carter, the yellow grader in 300, rounding out the top 5.
212 Danny Wainman, Heat 2 winner. It's been a while since we spoke.
Yeah, it has been a while. I don't tend to win a lot of races, especially on the tarmac, but we've got the car a bit better today, so hopefully we can win some more.
Of course, you'll be wanting points to get off that pole red if you can get it as well today.
Yeah, pole red makes a hell of a difference. I shouldn't have started pole red in that one, but they're not lining us up, so take what you can, really.
And I've got a feeling the final today could be a fast, hard race, but no problem to you, that?
Not at the minute. We've working with one car this season. We've used the other car at Bellevue, but other than that, this one I've used primarily. And we spent a couple of weeks getting it right for this meeting, and then after today now I know what to change just to get it back to where I need to be.
Well, good luck.
Thank you very much.
On to heats at number 3 then. All the drivers in this one in their second race of the day. Nigel Green's out in this one, Paul Harrison, Shaun, Webster, Rick Lenssen, the Dutchman, Courtney, Witts and Dave Dorans leading them away. Our on-board camera with Chris Cowley, number 37, the red grader, just giving Shaun Webster a push start there. Ben Riley's hoping for better luck in this one. Tom Harris, Dan Johnson are out in this one as well. It's going to be 16 laps. We've got 22 cars on the grid. Who's going to take the win this time? Points, make grid positions. The UK Open Championship, there's the title holder, Nigel Green at the back as we go green. Away they go, Courtney Witts will lead them off. Dave Dorans is there on the inside, the 2 white graders side by side. Turn 2, they're clear of the rest of the field. The yellow graders are really starting to push and shove. The blues closing up on them as well. And wallop straight in the background. That was Dan Johnson. He's just been absolutely poleaxed, I think, by Tom Harris. There has been a feud going on between those two recently. Well, it wouldn't be Brisca F1 if Tom Harris wasn't feuding with somebody. And Dan Johnson has been well and truly walloped straight in. The race has been brought under caution. It was a huge impact there. Let's hope Dan's okay. We lose Ashley England as well in 346. Dan Johnson is okay. He's getting out of the car. It's the approval of the crowd. Oh, here he goes again. We've seen this earlier this season at Kings Lynn, Dancing Dan. Should be in Talladega Nights, Dan Johnson. Well, he won't let that impact get him down. We also saw a tangle there between Ashley England and Aaron Leach. That was just ahead of where Dan Johnson got well and truly fired into the wall there by Tom Harris. They're both out of it. We've lost Aaron Leach as well. And getting ready for a restart. Love the song from the Skegness Stadium DJ in the background. Clearly for Dan Johnson. Yes, the DJs at some of these tracks have got a good sense of humour, certainly. Meantime, it's Courtney Witts with the lead in 180. She had a heat win last night on her first Brisca F1 appearance for some time. The daughter of Brisca F1 and V8 stock car great Ray Witts. Courtney's younger brother Jack proving very successful in the national Ministox as well. We'll see the national minis in part 2 of the programme. Dave Dorans also in there in 366. He's raced Bangers, he's raced Rebels. Currently successful in the Brisca V8 stock cars, making the move up into the F1s for this year. There's Nigel Green at the back, Murray Jones, Martin Spires, the Scottish champion. Third place at the moment is a Scotsman. It's John Fourtune in 164, ex-Brisca F2 world champion. Alex Wass in fourth. Away we go then, the green is out, we're back underway. Now the track has been cleared. It is Courtney Witts looking for her second win of the weekend, who leads them off, passing the stranded car there, Aaron Leach, who was involved in that tangle on the first running of this race. Somebody else on the centre there, that is Sam Jacklin, number 137. Dorans in second place, under fire from John Fourtune. He goes through up into second position as they enter the back straight. Alex Wass rather in there as well. Plenty of battles all the way down the order. We're on board with Chris Cowley, just getting past, I think that's Paul Carter there in number 300 in the Murray Harrison built car. Murray, the father of Ryan, in 197 and a former world champion himself. 80, Courtney Witts continues to lead using her famous father's number. Chased by John Fourtune in 164. Dave Dorans gets bumpered wide in 366. He's dropping down the pack slightly now. Leaders come round into turns 1 and 2. Fourtune closing up onto the rear bumper of the 180 car. Alex Wass still third. Then we've got, I think that's Shaun Webster, number 48, in fourth place. Still the lower graders battling it out at the front of the field. Fourtune is poised to attack here. They're going down the back straight. He's within range here of the 180 car. There goes the bumper in. John Fourtune up the inside, and he takes the lead. Just coming up towards halfway. We're on lap 8 of the 16. Are we going to have a Scottish winner in Brisca F1 heat number 3? We don't see many Scots in Brisca F1. There's usually travelling distance involved. The F1's only race in Scotland once a year. That's Lochgelly. They've appeared at Cowdenbeath over the years as well. Dave Dorans pulling into retirement there with car problems. Still Alex Wass up there third ahead of Shaun Webster in the 48. He's the ex-Saloon stock car world champion. Behind him we've got Chris Cowley, our camera car, and then Craig Utley in 484. The bigger names, of course, well, two of them wiped out right at the start when Tom Harris fired in Dan Johnson. They were both put out of the race. Nigel Green's still in there in the midfield at the moment. Hasn't made his finishing move, if you like, towards the front of the field, but I don't think he's going to catch John Fourtune. Impressive here, the yellow grader. Courtney Witts staying with him. Bouncing off the wall there, that was Shaun Webster, coming under fire now from Nigel Green, trying to make his move up into the top 5. Fourtune, the ex-Brisca F2 world champion. I think it was at Bamford Raceway in North East England that he won his world title in the F2. His son Mark, currently an F2 driver. See these straights here at Skegness, not particularly straight. The curvature of the Armco making it into an almost egg-shaped track, this one. Quite tight and tricky here at Skegness. A couple of laps to go then for John Fourtune. Are we going to have a Scottish win? It certainly looks like it. 2 laps to go, the signal from the marshal. Courtney Witts shadowing him. Who's that up into third place? I think that's possibly Nigel Green in third now in the 445. No, it is Alex Wass still there. Sorry, Green's a little bit further back. So is Alex Wass going to finish in third place? We're on the last lap of the race now. Looks like it is going to be a win for John Fourtune. Courtney Witts is not going to catch him. She tries on the final turn, but isn't close enough. And 464, John Fourtune takes a win for Scotland. Second for Courtney Witts. Nigel Green does get through for third on the final turn. We seem to have lost Alex Wass further down the pack. He got bumpered aside on the final lap and is back in the midfield. So we'll confirm the results of that one in a few moments' time. But a welcome win for Scotland for John Fourtune. Fourtune smiling on the Scots, you could say. He takes the win just ahead of Courtney Witts, with Nigel Green in third. Chris Cowley besting Paul Harrison for fourth place. Craig Utley rounding out the top six ahead of Dutch visitor Rick Lenssen.
Heat 3 winner, 164 John Fourtune. First win in the new car as well.
Yeah, first one in the new car. It's getting better, a lot better than last year's car, but still needs a wee bit tweaking.
Yeah, well, all new cars need a bit of work, but you've got quicker over the weekend. You've just had some bad luck as well, though.
Yeah, it's hard trying to find the brake to get away. If you end up on the outside, you just can't get back in. Just that many cars.
And of course, it's a long trip down from Scotland for you, so you're going to make it worth it.
Yeah, it's been good. Enjoyed it. It's good. The weather's good as well.
UK Open next. Get fired in, see what you can do from your...
I don't know where I'll start. I'd imagine me midway towards the back. It'll just be survival, I'd imagine.
Well, best of luck.
Cheers, thanks.
So plenty of action so far, including a major talking point between two old rivals, Dan Johnson and Tom Harris, leading to a few repairs needing to be done for one or two drivers ahead of the big race later on, the UK Open. That's coming up in part 2 of our programme, but now we will take a short break. Plenty more stock car action coming up very shortly. Welcome back to Skegness Stadium in Lincolnshire on Brisca Formula 1 Stock Car UK Open Championship Day. The championship race coming up a little bit later on. There is still one qualifying heat to go though. Good to see fans young and old enjoying the action here in the sunshine of Skegness Raceway. Some great racing actions, plenty of hard hits so far as we get ready for heat number 4 for the Brisca Formula 1 Stock Cars. The last chance for these drivers to get their qualifying points on the board ahead of the big race. Front of the grid, Callum Oakes-Kitson in 5.33 starts alongside Sam Wass in 2.84. Names to look out for in this one include Ryan Harrison in his new 197 car, 515 Junior Wainman, and his son Junior Wainman, little Ted in treble 5. Also out there Charlie Sauder, who's repaired his car after a wallop earlier on. Bradley Harrison's out in the 25. Luke Davidson 464. Danny Wainman, our earlier winner, in 212. Lee Fairhurst in 217, and Kyle Gray, Saturday night final winner, holder of the Andrew Batty Memorial Trophy, is out there as well. There's Bradley Harrison, number 25, ahead of Luke Davidson in the 464. There's Matt Newson as well, good to have him back racing in the number 16. We've got 22 cars out there in total for this heat number 4. 16 laps will be the distance. Pack is about to be unleashed, and they come round to take the green flag. Away they go, and it's Sam Wass who leaps into the lead in car number 284 ahead of Callum Oakes-Kitson in 5.33, son of Daz Kitson, the ex-Formula 2 world champion. He has an attack for the lead around turns 3 and 4. They're almost side by side. Tucked in behind them is Adam Bamford in number 43. Looks like we may have had one of the yellow graders in trouble already. It's Terry Hawkins in 275. His car still smoking, as we saw earlier on. He's got possibly 1 or 2 engine dramas. First yellow top in the race is Charlie Sauder in number 5. First red top, looks like it's Frankie Wainman Jr. in the treble 5 car. Ahead of the pack, and a spin there for 5.01. That's George Elwell. The blue grader has gone. Everybody went wide, managed to avoid him. Here's a scrap between 101. Tristan Jackson, he had a heat win in the Saturday night meeting here at Skegness. Russell Cooper's in there as well. Joe Nichols in 2.42. Charlie Sauder tries to attack Adam Bamford, who seems to be slowing up there. Kyle Gray's in the middle of that lot as well in 1.24. We look back from Charlie Sauder's number 5 car. His dad Mick, a former F2 world champion and Brisca F1 European champion as well, getting past Joe Nichols in 2.42. Young Charlie now attacking Kyle Gray. Still Sam Wass, who leads from Callum Oakes-Kitson in second place. Looks like Tristan Jackson in 1:01 has escaped in the third ahead of Cooper. Sorda gets taken wide by Gray. Who's that in the mix in there? It's 1:97. The stunning new car of Ryan Harrison, making a very rapid move towards the front, but following in his wheel tracks is Junior Wainman in car number 515. He's yet to win a race this year. Not had the best of starts to his season, had a few mechanical problems. 515 Junior Wainman, the multiple national points champion. He's a three-time world champion as well, continuing his family's tradition of stock car racing. We've got 4 of the Wainmans here this weekend. Little Ted, Phoebe and Danny out there as well. 284 Sam Wass, your clear leader. Coming up to lap Smoky Joe. 275 Terry Hawkins, one of the blue graders, pulling in there. I think that was George Elwell in 5:01. We saw him spin earlier on. This has settled down now as we reach the second half of the race. Leaders coming into the back straight, then still Sam Wass with a very clear lead, you can see there, over Callum Oakes-Kitson. Ryan Harrison ahead of Junior Wainman, then Kyle Gray. There's Little Ted in treble 5, chased by Lee Fairhurst in 217. He's had a relatively quiet weekend by his standards so far, on the track where he won the world final in 2012. Terry Hawkins has given up the struggle. He's pulled onto the centre. It's V8 stock car start. In this group it's 464 Luke Davidson, who came so close to winning the UK Open last year, was denied on the last lap by Nigel Green. We see Nigel retain his title this year. He's got fastest lap in both of his heats so far today. There's Bradley Harrison battling with Mickey Randell in 172, the blue grader there. 242 Joe Nichols and 278 Paul Hopkins. 3 laps to go this time. It looks as though Sam Wass is heading for a flag victory. We ride on board with Joe Nichols in 242. Had to lose a place there to Tricky Mickey in 172, Mickey Randell. Hopkins attacking the 242 car as well. What a great first season in Brisca F1 Joe Nichols had last year, son of Dave Nichols, who raced under the same number, and the nephew of Jeff Nichols, number 215. Sam Wass, 284, clear at the front, racing with his brother Alex. Passing the stranded car there of Charlie Sorda, he's out of the race. Wass brothers, sons of Derek Wass, who raced under 283 as well. He is a family sport, Brisca F1, and young Sam Wass is coming in to win heats at number 4 here at Skegness on UK Open qualifying day. Takes the win in the last of the qualifiers. Junior Wainman looks like is coming in second ahead of Ryan Harrison, and we'll confirm the rest of the places fairly shortly. So that's the qualifiers done and dusted. The big race is up next, the UK Open Championship. Top qualifiers will be on the grid in graded order. Well done to Sam Wass, taking the spoils in car number 284 in heats at number 4. Unfortunately though, Sam Wass's car failed post-race scrutineering, and Frankie Wainman Jr. inherited what was his first win of the season ahead of Ryan Harrison, Kyle Gray and Lee Fairhurst.
Heat 4 winner, 515 Frankie Wainman Jr. Not quite what you were expecting.
No, but obviously we were there, second place. I was actually saving my first win of the season. I said to in the box earlier, I was saving it for the world final, to be honest. They've me to it now, so now it's good. The car's been good all weekend. Really good race with that in Ryan. Obviously the whites and that are getting away. They always do at the UK Open, but they're going in the first. They had a good race with Greenie in the first heat and beat him in that, so I'm really chuffed with it.
And a bit of a typical Frankie Wainman Jr. heat as well, that you find your pace just before the championship race.
Yeah, the car's been good all weekend, it has. You know, we've got a clutch problem in the National last night, so we're getting the heat today. Hopefully we've got that sorted now, but no, I'm pleased with the car, really good. Just getting on top of the tyres and keeping everything right, but yeah, I've definitely got some pace in the car, and hopefully we can take it out in the final.
Yeah, the final's going to be hard work, because obviously you are at the back, but you've got a front bumper, you know what to do with it, you could be up there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, we've seen the front bumper today with a few people, and you know, it's just getting away from that and not getting caught in any of that, and hopefully have a good race. But I'm looking forward to it. We'll get stuck in and see if we can win it again.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you.
Time for the main events then here at Skegness Raceway. It's the 2019 UK Open Championship. 31 of the qualifiers have made it out. This will be a 20-lap race. All the big names are out there for this one. One notable absentee being Tom Harris in car 84 after that wallop earlier on, but Dan Johnson has been able to repair his car. Junior Wainman's out there, Ryan Harrison, Lee Fairhurst, Nigel Green, the reigning champion, Matt Newson, Rick Lenssen for Holland, all the other big names out there. Courtney Witts has qualified on pole alongside 533 Callum Oakes-Kitson. Here we go then, 31 cars, 20 laps, the 2019 UK Open about to get underway. Let's get ready to rumble. They take the green flag. Courtney Witts goes straight into the lead in car number 180, looking for her first title win in Brisca F1. She's made a super start already, half the length of a straight clear as they come around to complete the first lap. Callum Oakes-Kitson under fire in among the white greys. He gets taken out by Adam Bamford in car 43. Yellow graders already starting to come through, but a long way to go yet. Courtney Witts, the early pace setter then, as Tristan Jackson attacks John Fourtune, our earlier heat winner in car 164. Wait for the Reds and Superstars to come through. We've lost Mickey Randell already into the wall in car 172. Another car I saw in trouble early on was Dave Dorans in car 366, the white grader. So the race starts to settle in then with Courtney Witts in the lead. Looks like Shaun Webster possibly in behind her, or is that Mickey Randell? Very similar, those two cars. No, Randell's still stuck on turn 4 there, I think. It's Courtney Witts, we know, with the early lead. Frantic early thrash has died down as they settle into single file racing lines here. Lee Fairhurst gets the bumper in on Paul Hopkins, sends him wide in 278. We've lost, I think that's Callum Oakes-Kitson on turn 4 there. He's slowed up. Courtney Witts with a clear lead at the moment. Needs to pull away as well as she can from Kyle Gray, who's up in the second place in the 124 car. I've already seen what he can do with 2 wins, including a final this weekend. Courtney Witts coming up to lap Finn Sargent in car number 526. The blue grader is local Raceway here at Skegness. So Mark Sargent, known as the East Coast legend. Courtney Witts could elevate herself to legendary status if she wins this. She won many titles in the national Ministox, won pretty much every honour available to her, as her brother is now doing as well. Jack Witts in the minis, maybe we'll see him in an F1 soon as well once he turns 16. He's got a few years of Ministox left yet though. This is a sublime drive by Courtney Witts, well out in front of everybody. She's got to deal with the back marker traffic here, coming up on Bradley Harrison in number 25. Stranded cars on the outside, but no yellow flags, no chance at the moment. This is a championship race. We're at halfway this time around. Courtney Witts has led every lap so far. New back markers dicing ahead of her. There's the Union flag for halfway in this UK Open Championship for 2019. Kyle Gray still holding second place, number 124. Need to pounce if anything goes wrong for Courtney Witts. There's Gray in the background. I think it's John Fourtune in third place, number 164 possibly. The Scotsman, we've already seen what he can do. Witts coming into back marker traffic now. Gray is closing, so she needs to be careful here. Witts continues to lead. Perhaps Paul Hopkins in 278. Adam Bamford slowing in front of the leader there. She had to go wide to miss him. Gray is delayed there as well, but he's right up with Witts now. We've got a battle on our hands for the lead. Courtney Witts has been caught, and coming up to lap Craig Utley. Oh, they're going to tangle up, and on the outside there, out goes Witts. Tangles with Craig Utley. Oh dear. That's ruined it for Courtney Witts. There goes her chance of victory. The back marker, I think, just slid across the front of her there as she tried to lap him. So that's given Kyle Gray the lead in 124. Is he going to take his first title success here? He's clear of John Fourtune, who's in second place. Look back to see the other positions in a moment, but coming into the closing stages now, 5 laps to go for Kyle Gray. Then it's John Fourtune. Ryan Harrison is there in third. Then it's Tristan Jackson in 101. So it's yellow graders holding sway at the moment. We've often seen unusual winners in this title race over the years. Steve Thompson won this as a white grader in Brisca F1. He's now in the V8 stock cars. Harry Stewart won it as a white grader as well. Number 126 is Kyle Gray, going to complete a final double for the weekend. He won the Andrew Batty Memorial last night. Is he going to win his first major title in Brisca F1? He's still only a teenager, Kyle Gray. We've lost one of the blue graders there on turn 2. And we're into the closing stages now. Just a couple of laps to go for Kyle Gray. There's bumpers going in from Lee Fairhurst on the back of Paul Carter. Makes up a place now, challenging Murray Jones there towards the lower reaches of the top 10. Ryan Harrison, the leader of the Star and Superstar graders. but it is Kyle Gray with 1 lap to go now. Last year they called him the new sensation of Brisca Formula 1. He's matured over the last few months, and he is going to join the ranks of the major title winners here at Skegness today. Your UK Open champion is Kyle Gray in 1:24. Ryan Harrison comes over in second. I think John Fourtune completing the podium ahead of Tristan Jackson. Then we'll check the rest of the positions in a moment. And congratulations to young Kyle Gray. Well, he has really matured as a driver. He joins the list of title winners here today at the UK Open Championship. A wonderful drive by Kyle Gray. 1.8 seconds up on Ryan Harrison, John Fortune third, and Tristan Jackson and Lee Fairhurst rounding out the top 5. Bad luck to Courtney Witts. She came across the line in 11th.
1:24, Kyle Gray, UK Open winner.
Over the moon. I tell you, you said before in the last interview that I could have a good chance, and I thought just take it as it comes, and you know, my luck paid off. Andy must be looking over me. Andrew must be looking over me in the stars, and wish me luck, obviously.
It's not an easy race. I mean, yes, you were pole yellow, but it's still a hard race, and Ryan was coming at the end as well.
Yeah, I saw just a massive orange thing in my mirror, and I thought, just keep calm, and I just kept my head focused, and just 5 laps to go, I thought, don't push it, because I don't want to wear the tyres out, and no, is it? For all the hassle we've had in the garage, it's made it a worthwhile, definitely.
And to be just 17 years old and to win a title in Formula 1 stock cars is good going, but I don't think that's going to be the last one.
Well, I hope not. So, end of the day, I just come here, have fun, and if you win, it's a bonus at the end of the day.
That's it, and you can go home tonight knowing you are the UK Open champion.
Yes, to go and celebrate with a curry off, I reckon, definitely.
Well done.
Thank you.
Many congratulations to young Kyle Gray. We're now going to have a look at his former category, the National Ministox for under 16 racers. This is their Skegness Open Championship final. They've had 9 heats across the weekend to qualify for this race, and the heat results setting the grid positions for this final. No grades being used. 4 of the heats were won by number 68 Callum Thornton. He's on the outside of the front row. The top qualifier with 3 race wins, but more consistency elsewhere. Rebecca Smith in 3.91. The daughter of multiple Brisca F1 world champion Andy Smith. She's on pole. The other 2 heats won 1 each by the Evans twins. 3.92 Lewis and 3.81 Tyrone. They line up on the second row. Third row of the grid is 2.99 Harley Burns and 29 Gracie Squire. She's qualified well in 6th position. We've got about 26 cars out there on track for this one. This is a 15-lap race. Now, these young racers, some of them as young as 10 or 11, they absolutely know no fear. This is going to be an absolute belter of a race. And we'll probably put some of the F1s in the shade. They have done in the past. I'm really looking forward to this. These the Brisca F1 drivers of the future. Here we go then for 15 laps of national mini-stocks action. The Skegness Open gets underway. Already one car getting spun out there. That's Simon Critchley in car 64 in the middle of the pack. The rest of the pack surges round the first turn. Harley Burns has gone from row 3 into the lead. Number 1 of Jack Witts, brother of Guess Who, is there on the inside. Car number 1, the current gold top in the Formula. He's going for the lead down the inside. Harley Burns slowing up on the outside, I think there. Lewis Evans goes through the second. Callum Thornton's there on the inside. They're 3 wide out of turn 2. They're already pushing and shoving to the front of the field. Burns in there in 4th place. Gets some bump up from Rebecca Smith into the side of Jack Witts. Witts has gone. That's put him down the order. So who's into the lead now? We'll pick him up as they come round turns 1, 2. I think it's the Evans twins that lead front of the field now. In which order, I am not too sure. As it's Lewis Evans that's gone to the front ahead of his brother Tyrone. Callum Thornton is in 3rd place as the rest of the pack streams out behind. There's Lewis Smith in 2.39, one of the newcomers this year. Moving up from the Ninja Karts Formula. It's 3.92 Lewis Evans with the lead. 3.81 Tyrone, his brother, in 2nd place. The twins chased by Rebecca Smith in 3rd in 3.91. Then we've got Callum Thornton and then Leah Seeley in 4.75, all the way from the southwest as Tyrone Evans attacks his brother. No brotherly love here as they fight it out for the lead. Rebecca Smith's going to try and get rid of both of them on turns 3 and 4. Doesn't quite manage it. Of course, Rebecca racing with her sister in the early years of her career, Jessica Smith, who also raced number 391, as did their legendary grandfather Stuart Smith Senior, some argue the greatest stock car driver of all time. And Rebecca Smith has taken second. She's split the twins there. 381 Tyrone, it is still leading the way. Lewis has gone down to third. They're coming up to lap Alexi Bartram in 2.93. Let's go to the inside. Rebecca Smith ready to attack Tyrone Evans for the lead of this Skegness Open. Fourth, it is now Leah Seeley ahead of Callum Thornton. Rebecca Smith gets the bumper in round turns 1 and 2. She's going for the inside. Is she going to go through? Yes, she is. Into the lead, into turn 3, but Lewis Evans is there. He gets the bumper in on the 391 up the inside. Tyrone Evans is going to try and make it 3 wide. This is terrific racing from the National Ministox. The Evans twins back in the lead. Rebecca Smith in with the bumper again on the back of Tyrone Evans. Retakes the lead once more. Fantastic stuff. Fourth is Seeley. Then we've got Callum Thornton as Lewis Evans attacks again on the back of Rebecca Smith. He retakes the lead. We've had about 4 lead changes in the space of 1 lap. But the 392 car now under fire from Rebecca Smith. She gets the bumper in, she retakes the lead. Here comes the 381 up the inside. As soon as one gets the bumper in, the next one goes from third to first. Leah Seeley wants a piece of this as well in 475, but leans Lewis Evans wide there. Who's coming through into third place? I think that's Callum Thornton in number 68. Started on the front row, 5 of them knocking 8 bells out of each other for the lead of this Skegness Open Championship. We're coming towards the closing stages. Tyrone Evans misses the back of Rebecca Smith, puts himself into the wall. That's ended his chance of victory. It's now Rebecca Smith from Lewis Evans. He tries too hard around turns 1 and 2. Rebecca Smith's getting away in front now. Oh, goodness me, I can't keep up with this. Rebecca Smith in 391 keeps the lead. Evans is still there in second place, Lewis Evans that is, and I've no idea who's in third place after all that frantic action early on. Wait to see who comes to in third. I think we may have lost Callum Thornton in there somewhere. There's Leah Seeley being shuffled back in there by the 24 of Harley Thakra, who'll try and get a revenge shot in. She certainly does down into turn 1, fires Thakra wide. Harley Burns goes through, slowed up Thakra, and then he collects a spun car there. It's going to be Rebecca Smith, who's into her final lap now. He's going to take the Skegness Open Championship after an incredible battle with the Evans twins there. They tried a bit too hard and ended up going wide on the turns. Tyrone putting himself in the wall at one point. Rebecca Smith out of the final turn takes the Skegness Open for the National Ministox. Lewis Evans comes home in second. I think it might have been Jack Witts who completed the podium, recovering after his early half spin when he was taken out by Harley Burns and Rebecca Smith. Red flags go out then. I'm out of breath after that one. Goodness knows how exhausted the drivers must be there. That was an incredible race from the National Ministox. Well done indeed to Rebecca Smith on taking the Skegness Open title. Lewis Evans confirmed in second ahead of Jack Witts. Ryan Taylor and Bracey Ford coming through for fourth. Harley Burns rounding out the top 5. Leah Seeley slipping to 7th behind Lewis Smith in 239. Final race of the weekend then, the Grand National for the Brisca Formula 1 stock cars. Courtney Witts on the front of the group. We've got 32 cars out there for this one. Kyle Gray, the new UK Open champion, starting at the back for this race. The big names are out there, including Dan Johnson and Tom Harris. They've repaired their cars. We're going to see round 2 here. On board with Luke Davidson in 464. Little Ted Wainman in treble 5, and Chris Cowley in 37 ahead of us. So out there we've got Nigel Green, Junior Wainman, all the big names, plus our Dutch visitor Rick Lenssen, one of a couple of Dutch racers to make the trip over this weekend. 1 or 2 more seen in the F2s. Joe Nichols at the front of the yellows along with John Fourtune. Charlie Sauder in there as well. He's had a pretty fraught weekend. Yellow flag out at the moment. This will be 16 laps. Courtney Witts on pole in the 180 car. She will lead them away. Green flag is out down towards the first turn they go. Witts leads it ahead of the 284 of Sam Wass and 533 Callum Oakes-Kitson. Wass will be disappointed after losing that win earlier on in Heat 4 when his car failed the post-race weight check in the pits. Being sent wide there, Paul Carter in number 300 in the Murray Harrison car. Race starting to settle in then, but a bit of a tangle further back. That's Casey Engelston in 120 and the 501 of George Elwell would have gone. Somebody else onto the centre there. I think that might have been Ryan Harrison in 197 with his new car. To the infield there, it may have been Lee Fairhurst in 217. In fact, apologies there. So the race well and truly underway then. Dan Johnson there in number 4. Are we going to see another round with Tom Harris? We shall wait and see. He's being pursued by Nigel Green at the moment in 4.45. Leaders out of turn 4, passing Craig Utley's stranded car. Of course, Courtney Witts tangled with Craig Utley while leading the UK Open, and she nearly falls over another back marker there because George Elwell has rejoined in front of her in car 501, but she gets round him on the outside, no problem this time. A couple of cars on the infield. We've lost Paul Harrison, so Carl Hawkins. Lee Fairhurst, who was the early retirement in 217. He's had the best of weekends, Lee, unfortunately, on one of his favourites, Brisca F1 circuits. Courtney Witts leads it then. Elwell behind her is a lap down. Going clear of John Fourtune, who's in second in 164. He's got ahead of the other two white graders, Witts and Oakes-Kitson. We're at halfway this time around. Courtney Witts looking good out in front for her second win of the weekend. The multiple National Ministox title winner. She's had interest from circuit race teams in the past as well, so if she can raise the budget, maybe we'll see Courtney out on the long circuits someday. Plenty of junior formulae, of course, on the long circuits. With Courtney, we'll go into a senior formula. There's Sam Wass going through in third ahead of Tristan Jackson. Courtney certainly has got the driving talent to possibly switch to the long circuits one day. Her last appearance in F1 before this weekend was at the Birmingham Gala night. She had a win there as well. Clear of John Fourtune, they're way ahead of everybody else in this weekend closing Grand National at sunny Skegness. Elwell pulls off to the centre. Up to third now is Jackson. Looks like it may be Luke Davidson on his tail in 4.64. He's a Skegness specialist. Try saying that when you've had a few. Races only on tarmac. Luke Davidson came close to winning the UK Open last year. He's won the European title at Northampton as well, before Northampton, of course, went shale last season. Into the closing stages now. We've got 4 laps to run for Courtney Witts in 180. Rest of the pack jostling away behind. Fourtune in second. Davidson is now up to third ahead of Jackson, and Tom Harris is up in the 5th, so no histrionics between him and Dan Johnson this time. Maybe we'll see more dancing from Dan Johnson after the race, who knows. Coming up to lap Casey Engleston here. We saw him have a moment earlier on, the 120 car, burning a bit of rubber there. His dad John appeared in a Brisca F1 a few times last season, the ex-Saloon stock car and banger racer. Casey Engleston began his career in the ORCI Ministox. Phoebe Wainman about to be lapped as well, but we're on the last lap now of this Brisca F1 Grand National. It's going to be a second win of the weekend for Courtney Witts. An inch perfect drive in car 180. She takes the checkered flag. Coming home in second will be John Fourtune, then Luke Davidson and Tom Harris. We'll confirm the rest of the places in a moment. Charlie Sorder getting a push over the line there from Chris Cowley. Somebody nearly losing it there, one of the yellow tops as well, but they all managed to make it home by and large. Only a few retirements in that one from the 32 car field. A wonderful weekend here at sunny Skegness. Plenty to celebrate, especially for Kyle Gray and for Courtney Witts, 2 National Ministox graduates with plenty to smile about here this weekend. The win going to Witts by 0.7 of a second ahead of John Fourtune, Luke Davidson and Tom Harris next home. Tristan Jackson 5th ahead of Nigel Green. Kyle Gray made it up to 18th from the back of the grid.
180, Courtney Witts. You started your weekend with a win, you've ended it with a win.
Yeah, it's been pretty much a fairy tale weekend. I mean, I honestly didn't expect anything like the results I've had. Like, it would have been good to have been getting top 5s and top 10s, but to come away with 2 wins in the same weekend, it's been great.
And will this see more racing in the future?
Yeah, hopefully shortly. I'll be doing a couple more meetings, probably in the same car again from the Davidsons, but we'll have to see. It depends on the judge of my performance for this weekend, but hopefully we'll be out again soon and on tarmac again, I think.
Well, we can see you've got a pie there, you've earned that. Go and enjoy your pie.
I will indeed, thanks.
Let's take a look at the point standings then following this Skegness weekend. Well, Nigel Green still well clear at the top ahead of Frankie Wainman Jr. Dan Johnson moving up into third ahead of Danny Wainman and Tom Harris. And look at Kyle Gray moving up into 9th place. He won't be down at yellow grade for very long. It's 3 points off Paul Hines in 8th position. But a long way to go yet in the 2019 season. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage from Skegness Raceway on this wonderful sunny weekend. Brilliant racing from the F1s, the F2s and the National Ministox. Plenty to celebrate for plenty of drivers here this weekend. Our coverage continues over the course of 2019. For now, that's just about wraps things up. Congratulations once again to Kyle Gray, UK Open champion. Thanks very much for watching and goodbye.